Hello and welcome back to Subsurface. In this episode 3 I'm going to take you through the initial installation of the 2 points on the lift out module that I'm creating and just go through the installation of the point motors and the wiring that's needed to wire the points up. As I'm using Peco points and track work throughout on my model railway, I decided it would be prudent to use Peco's series of electrical components to go along with them. So with that in mind, I've been across to Digitrains this morning, my local DCC specialists in Lincoln, and I've picked up the various Peco components that I think I'll need to get the initial installation of these points underway. As you can see, I've gone for the PL10E turnout motors. These are the motors with the extended pin that are fixed to the underside of the baseboard, and then this long pin goes up through into the point mechanism. I've picked up the base plates that mount the point motors to the baseboard, and also Peco's purpose-built wiring loom for the turnout motors. These have got little terminal ends crimped to the wires already, and these just attach to the terminals on the point motors and negate any soldering. My soldering skills aren't particularly brilliant, so this will help. So we'll go across and I'll show you where I've drilled the holes on the baseboard. As you can see, I've marked the position of the point on the baseboard, and using a 5mm drill bit I've drilled a hole through the baseboard top in which to pass the connecting pin of the point motor to the point itself. And if I pan round to the left, you'll also see that I've drilled a second hole for the same point. This is beneath the frog, and if I pull the point into shot, you can see that Peco have factory fitted a small wire which is soldered onto the underside of the frog. These are Peco's new Unifrog points, which come as an insel frog if they're wired straight from the packet. But by adding this wire to the underside, Peco have enabled you to make the frog live. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do this or not yet, but by sort of unravelling the wire from beneath the sleepers and inserting it through the baseboard, it'll give me the opportunity to make the frog live at a later date should I wish to. So as you can see from this shot, with the points already marked out, I've fixed them in place using the little Peco SL14 track pins. These are a bit fiddly. They do with care though go in pretty easily, and I've put enough in just to hold the points in place until I come to ballast them. To complement their newly released fine scale Code 75 bullhead rail, Peco have also introduced their Code SL114 rail joiners. Now, to carry on this fine scale theme, you can see that Peco have actually moulded some minute bolt detail into the side of these rail joiners to make them look like a real life fish plate. And if I pan down to the two that I've installed on the end of the point, you can see that they do look really good. Now, I've also taken this opportunity to add some power feed wires to the ends of the point, and I've done this using Peco's PL81 power feed joiners, which is basically a length of wire that Peco pre-soldered to their plain rail joiners. Now, as I didn't want to use the rail joiners, what I've done is I've disconnected them and I've resoldered the wire to the SL114s. So with the power feed in place, I'll now move on to the installation of the point motors. Turning the baseboard over, you can see that I've fitted the point turnout motors to the bottom of the baseboard using the PL9 mounting plates. I've also installed the wiring looms that I got for these. And together with the track feeds, you can already see that there's a plethora of wiring going on beneath the baseboard that will need tidying up with some electrical block connectors. But in the meantime, all I've done is merely insert all the wires through the pre-drilled holes that I made in the baseboard frame, just to keep them out of the way. So that's it really. That brings episode 3 of Subsurface to an end. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please leave them below. And don't forget to subscribe, please.